This video is sponsored by the anime streaming service HIDIVE. Stay tuned till the end to find out how you can win a premium box set of Ajin Demi-Human Season 1. When it comes to anime, it's incredibly rare I stumble across a series that gives me the urge to rewatch every episode immediately after finishing the finale. And it's even more rare for me to find two series this quickly that give me the uncontrollable urge to make one or more videos analyzing their themes. So instead of retreading familiar ground and making another video about The Promised Neverland, this week we're diving into the anime series Shinsekai Yori from the New World. Warning, the following video contains spoilers for the anime series Shinsekai Yori from the New World. You're doing yourself a disservice by ruining the opportunity to blindly experience what I consider to be one of the most interesting and well-written stories I've ever seen in media. Viewer discretion is advised. Shinsekai Yori is a hard series to summarize because, in my opinion, a basic description of its plot doesn't truly explain what the series is about. The synopsis goes as follows. 1,000 years after a small percentage of the human race began to develop psychokinetic abilities, a young girl named Saki awakens her powers and is forced to fill her role in a society that she and her friends see as untrustworthy and unjust. Although the series is far more than a generic coming-of-age story, and I would argue those elements only exist as a vessel to introduce the viewer to a world full of larger and more expansive ideas. Take, for example, the power struggle between psychokinetic humans and a race known as the monster rats. At the beginning of the series, the writers paint a very clear picture of how monster rats fit into human society. They live in a network of colonies outside of the human villages, and are allowed to exist peacefully in exchange for labor. Unlike humans, the monster rats don't possess psychic abilities of any kind, and it's made very clear the power imbalance is the main reason as to why they refuse to stray from the status quo. It even goes to such lengths that monster rats refer to humans as gods because of their psychic abilities, and treat them like royalty when they visit a monster rat colony. With the exception of a small handful of monster rats who are shown to be capable of human speech, the species is depicted as unintelligent, weak, and animalistic, contrasting with the humans who are presented as intelligent, capable, and proper. Although, despite the obvious difference in societal standing between humans and monster rats, the humans start off in a much more adversarial position to the protagonists of the series. At the beginning, it's unclear whether or not Saki and her classmates should trust the elders of their society, which puts them into multiple scenarios where they're forced to rely on monster rats as allies. Despite initially distrusting them due to their unkempt nature and ranking in the social hierarchy, Saki is given more reason to place her trust in the monster rats than she is in the humans for the majority of the early half of the series. This conflict, which initially appears to be a black and white case of good versus evil, becomes a lot more gray as the series progresses. As Saki and her friends begin to discover more about how the human society is structured and the necessary evils required to protect their people, you begin to see the logic behind some of the more rash and drastic measures taken by the ethics committee in their district. Pulling back the curtain in this way reframes how we see their civilization, and it allows us to place a lot more of our trust in humans. At the same time, when Saki and her friends are, once again, forced to seek help from the monster rats, the species begins to show signs they may not be as loyal to humans as they claim, behaving in a much more vicious or cruel manner and showing obvious signs of societal and intellectual growth in ways that suggest they're trying to evolve past their oppressors. All of this comes to a crossroads when the monster rats unleash a fiend on the human population. A fiend is a psychokinetic individual who is able to harm other humans with their power without suffering physical repercussions. As the fiend travels from region to region, effortlessly slaughtering entire villages, the humans start to lash out in more rash and drastic ways in order to protect their society from complete and total annihilation, even going so far as to mass exterminate the monster rat population after the Fiend is defeated, as a last resort to prevent them from repeating their efforts to eradicate psychokinetic people. When the dust clears and society begins to recover, Saki uncovers that monster rats are actually the evolutionary result of humans without psychokinetic abilities. Since humans can't use their powers to harm other humans without suffering fatal physical repercussions, she deduces psychokinetics of the past combined the genes of non-psychic users with that of naked mole rats in order to give psychics the ability to use their powers as a weapon to defend themselves, since they couldn't fight back against the human military forces who tried to eradicate them when the first population of kinetic users began to develop their powers. The revelation that monster rats are humans shifts what seemed to be a resolution to the good versus evil conflict between psychics and monster rats back to a shade of gray. For the duration of the series, monster rat lives are shown to be incredibly disposable. Even when Saki and her friends are children, we see them slaughter monster rats by the dozen, as if their lives hold no weight. The reveal that those are human lives completely recontextualizes everything we've seen, especially the rebellion against the psychokinetics. The monster rats did nothing more than attempt to fight for dominance in a society that was built with the deliberate intent of oppressing their race. The species that was originally shown to us as lesser and inferior were at their core no different than our protagonists. And this new information, once again, calls into question how much we can or should trust the humans. Shinsekai Yori masterfully introduces the morally ambiguous nature of real-world political scenarios in a way that makes you look closer at our own society. Take the supernatural elements away, and we're given a painful and unflattering image of the real world. And in doing so, it shows us the real monster of Shinsekai Yori is humanity. Before we go, I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, HIDIVE, for making this video and today's giveaway possible. HIDIVE lets you watch hundreds of anime TV series, OVAs, and live-action shows on PCs, mobile phones, and console devices. Their service offers a variety of ways to enjoy your content, including subtitles, dubs, dubcasts, uncensored content, and so much more. They have a diverse library of exclusives, including classics such as Legend of the Galactic Heroes and The Big O. You can try HIDIVE free for 30 days using my link in the description. If you want to enter to win the premium box set of Ajin Demi-Human Season 1, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave me a comment down below letting me know what anime you'd like to see me discuss in the future. You have until 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on October 4th, 2019 to enter. Again, big thanks to HIDIVE for making this possible. I actually use their service a lot, and I'm really excited to be working with them. I used HIDIVE to watch both The Promised Neverland, which my previous video was about, and Shinsekai Yori, which this video is about. So, special thanks to them. But that's it for today. My name is Kevin Crust, and I'll see you guys next time.